Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. What we're going to be talking about today is a technique called painting with light. Basically, that technique is taking a subject that is in complete darkness, using a flashlight or a spotlight or some other type of light source, and brushing over that object while your camera is in an extremely long exposure mode. You can get some great results with this type of technique, and it is absolutely spectacular when used to do landscapes or do large objects. What we're going to be talking about here is just giving a basic overview and show some of the basic techniques. This particular photo is going to be a single exposure photo. However, many people who do this type of work will use multiple exposures and then merge them together in Photoshop. The very first thing that you need is an extremely stable tripod. You must use a tripod for this type of photography due to the extremely long exposure. Any kind of movement in your camera or in the object that you're photographing will cause blurring of the object. Now, the first step in this process is to focus your camera. To focus in no light is virtually impossible. So the way that you will focus is switch your camera into the autofocus mode while you have available light. Press your shutter halfway down, and when your camera focuses, you will then switch from the autofocus feature to manual focus. Don't touch your lens once you have done that, because you should be focused correctly for the photo. For this photo, we're just going to be using this angel just to give you an idea of how this technique works. For this photo, we have our camera set to a 10-second shutter speed. We also have our f-stop turned down to about f22. Our ISO is all the way at 100. By setting the ISO at 100, we ensure that we do not blow out the photo. However, you will need to change your exposure settings until you find just the right exposure for the particular shot you're going to do. Our camera is set up and ready to go. We're going to be using the timer on our camera to ensure that we do not get any camera shake once we start the photo process. We're going to take the light and simply brush it over each side of the subject to get the exposure. Now then, I'm pressing the shutter release to start the timer. The timer has started, and once it times out, we'll be using our pen light to highlight our subject. I'm just moving at a fairly rapid pace. I'm only using a 10-second shutter time just to get all of it covered. As you can see, it's a very simple technique. Now let's take a look at our final results. I hope this inspires you to pick up your camera and a flashlight and go out and try some new things with your camera as well. For more information, visit my blog at absonphotography.com, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and join me on Facebook. Thank you.